In this video, I'll show you how to use the PointsYeah website and find the best deal on flights. This website is pretty much like Google Flights, but instead of showing you the cash price, it'll show you how many credit card points it costs for that flight. There are a ton of websites like this, but this is my favorite that I've used so far. It's really easy to use, and the free account gives you enough features so you're still able to find a good deal. If you haven't watched my other video on how to book flights with your points, then I would watch that first and then come back here. I'll include a link to the video in the description and the corner of this video. I'll show you how I've used the website and share some tips on how to find the best deals. Let's just say you're looking for a flight from Atlanta to LGA. Once you put in those locations, I would search this as a one-way ticket, especially if you're newer. This will help keep things more simple. And then from here, let's go ahead and put the date to sometime next year. And this is the part I don't like, but even though it's a one-way ticket, you have to click on the date twice to populate it here. But once you do that, let's go ahead and click search. Once the page loads, you should see your different options here. And just like Google Flights, you can filter these results based on different things, such as how many stops you want, what airlines, and even what credit card points you have. The first thing I usually filter on is non-stop flights. So once I do that, you'll see here, there's a lot of Delta flights since Atlanta is a Delta hub. And from there, you'll see here on the left-hand side, the different times. And also on the right-hand side, you'll see your different options of how you can book this flight. Let's take a look at this flight here. You can see that it would cost around 10,500 points plus around $9 in taxes for this flight. So what I usually do is I will go on Google Flights and see how much the cash price of this flight is. Here, you can see for that same exact flight, it will cost around $180 for a main cabin ticket. So taking a look at this, since it's only 10,500 points, that's about $105. So you're still saving a lot of money by using your points here. A nice feature on this website is that for some of the flights, it will show you the cash price like this. So this is really nice just so you can easily compare between the two. The next thing I would do is check your other options to see if there's a better deal. So here you can see this is that 9:30 flight, but it's only bookable by transferring your Amex points to Delta. And since it's cheaper to book on Air France, I would go ahead and book it there. Once you're ready to book the flight, you can click on the table here and you can use the first link. It should bring you directly to the flight on the airline's website. Technically, since Flying Blue is made up of Air France and KLM, it will usually just bring you to the KLM website, and you'll see here that once it loads, you should see all the flights. I want to point out, you do have to be logged in to either Air France or KLM to see the flights with points. So right now I am logged in. If you're not, it'll bring you back to the homepage and tell you you need an account. But once you're logged in, scroll down until you see that 9:30 flight. And here, you just want to confirm that it is there for 10,500 points. Once you confirm the flight is on KLM, you can either book it on here or on Air France. And you can see here, since they're both part of the Flying Blue program, that I have 300 points in both the accounts because it's the same 300 points. I personally have only booked on Air France, but it seems like you could also book on KLM if you wanted. The last thing I wanted to go over was the alert feature. This tells you when a seat opens up, and it's been really useful for me. So let's say, for example, you see there's an 8:30 flight that you want to take instead, but you don't see it on PointsYeah. What you can do is you can create an alert here, and you can filter it specifically for that criteria. So what I'll do here is filter for non-stop, and then usually I'll just go ahead and filter it to only the Flying Blue program, and then also Virgin Atlantic. And then you can click apply. And then here, I would just put something like 20,000. And then from there, you can go ahead and create it. And it will let you know that the tracking has begun. Then, if a seat opens up, you should get an alert that looks like this. It'll tell you how many points that it's worth. And also, it'll tell you if there's an update or not. So again, this has been really nice because you don't have to constantly check yourself. It'll just send you an alert if a seat opens up. This is my favorite website that I use to find amazing deals on flights. It makes the whole process a lot easier, so I'd highly recommend using it, especially if you're new. Thanks for sticking around. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe for more.